Hello, hi. This is Patrick Opokuboatin at Fortuo Solicitors. We come your way wherever you are watching us from again with you and your right, and it's brought to you by Fortuo Solicitors. This is the first edition for this year. We wish each and everyone a happy new year wherever you are watching us from. Today's topic we're going to try and talk about some of the serious immigration changes that happened in 2023, which obviously announcements were made that some of them are going to happen in 2024. Probably you might have heard so many changes that would affect you, would affect your friend, would affect your family. This evening, wherever you are watching us from, you're going to delve into them. The changes that might affect you, we're going to deliberate on. If you are watching us for the first time, every Monday, 7 p.m. UK time, we come your way with topical issues that might affect you immigration wise. We're going to be right back. Try and share this broadcast to other people who would benefit from it. We're going to be right back. Welcome back. You are watching You and Your Right, and it's brought to you by Fortuo Solicitors. Before the short break, we introduced the topic to all our viewers. If you are joining us now because someone has shared the broadcast to you, we are going to navigate through some of the major changes that happened in 2023, and obviously some of them that are also going to take effect in 2024. We're going to go through it one by one and let you know things that probably you've heard and things that you might not know. First of all, we will look at a major change that happened in relation to student visas or students who are living and studying in the UK. 2023 was one of the years that immigration in this country became very, very topical, meaning it came with political issues as well. UK, as we know, is a hub for students coming in to get educated. It realized itself of having so many students coming in to study. And what broke the camel's back was when they realized that the students who were coming in were bringing their dependents. The students who were coming in were switching being students into workers. At that point in time, the UK now decided that they were going to make major changes to students who have come to the UK to come and study. They made announcements, and some of them were swiftly implemented. One of the major change that came in 2023 regarding student was that any student who came to the UK to come and study can never switch into any skilled worker visa. In fact, cannot switch as they are studying. They need to finish their education. They need to finish their studies before they can switch into other categories of visa. Again, there was a major change or there was a major announcement in relation to students being able to bring their dependent. When we say dependent, spouse, children below the age of 18. As we know, as students, if you are doing your masters and above, you are able to bring your dependent to the UK. That is your spouse or your children to come and join you whilst you were studying. The UK government made this announcement, and obviously, anyone who is starting their university education, masters and above from January this year, 2024, you can no longer bring your dependent with you. It was a major change. Apart from those who are doing doctorate degree or they're doing research work, those are the only people who are able to bring their dependents. Those who are already in, the announcement came that January, if you have not brought your dependent into the UK, there is going to be a major change that is in January 2024 that you can no longer bring your dependent here in the UK. Again, there was a major change in relation to skilled workers. Skilled workers too, there was a change in them bringing their dependent here in the UK to join them. Skilled workers were one of the category of people who can come to the UK and they can bring their dependents to come and join them as they work here in the UK. But from this year, dependents are going to be restricted if you're if you are here as a skilled worker. Further, skilled workers too, there was a threshold salary increment that was announced previously. As a skilled worker, if your employer is able to pay you at least 20 to 26,000 majority, you are able to be sponsored as a skilled worker. But there was a major change or there was a major announcement stating that from spring this year, if you are an employer wanting to sponsor a skilled worker to come and work here in your organization, you must be prepared to pay the candidate 38,700 minimum. It is a major change because most employers are not able to afford paying skilled workers this amount of salary. I will say this, it's not all the skilled workers. One of the skilled worker visas were exempted. If you are in a care worker sector, you are exempted from this 38,700, which was a good news for few people who are in the social health care sectors. Again, there was another major change that was announced. Initially, when it was announced, there was an uproar about it, and that is the financial requirement for spouses who are coming to join their other spouse here in the UK. One requirement that you can bring your spouse from outside the UK was to have a financial or to have a salary of at least 18,600 within the year before you are allowed to bring your spouse to the UK to come and join you. There was a major announcement, or there was a change that is going to take effect from spring this year. That obviously was announced in 2023. That initially the Home Secretary announced that if you wish to bring your spouse to come and join you in the UK, amongst other requirements that you would have to satisfy, there is this financial requirement that the Home Secretary announced that you would have to earn at least 38,700. Currently, we are hearing that that amount has been reduced to 29,000. It is going to take effect this year, spring. But that announcement was made in 2023. It's a major change because initially, if you earn 18,600, you are able to bring your spouse to the UK. But it has jumped to 29,000 as we speak at the moment. And we know that it might change back to the 38,000, maybe 2025. But as it is now, it is 29,000 before you are able to bring your spouse to the UK to join you. It's a major change because not many people are able to earn that kind of amount. Another major change or major announcement that was made in 2023 was the fact that visitors are able to work in the UK if they come and visit. As we know, during COVID, there was this remote work that all of us embraced. Now, there was a major change in the visitor's visa requirement because, as we know, as a visitor, you are not allowed to engage in any employment. However, there was a change in the rules. If you are a visitor and you are visiting the UK, you are allowed to do remote work. I think it's a good news right there because as I started, all the changes that I have started with are a bit of a negative side. But with this change, I think it is a good one there because at least you come in as a visitor and you are still able to work for your company whilst you are visiting the UK. One other change, again, that happened in 2023 was in relation to sponsor license. That category of visa had already been battered with so many aggro in relation to people coming in as skilled workers. And as you know, before you are able to be sponsored by an employer, that employer needs to be licensed to be able to employ you from outside the UK. There is a major change. There has been a revamp in what you need to show to the Home Office as a licensed sponsor before you be able to be awarded certificate of sponsorship, thereby issuing it to your prospective candidates. Previously, you are able to issue certificate of sponsorship to a prospective candidate. For example, if you are in the social health care sector and you don't even have CQC registration, you are able to issue certificate of sponsorship to someone to come and work. But now there is a major change that you need to be registered with CQC. For example, if you want to sponsor someone to come and work in the health and social sector. There are other changes too that comes in when you want to apply for course. Previously, you didn't need to show that you have a job available, meaning you didn't have to prove that you actually got packages for people to come and work. But now, when you make an application, the guidance has changed that you need to show that there are jobs available for you to offer the people or the prospective candidates that you are sponsoring to come and work for you. There are so many changes, but obviously time will not permit us to delve into that sponsorship license application. There are so many employers who would want to sponsor workers from outside the UK. You can contact us. Our details are on the screen. The guidance has changed tremendously. So you don't just make an application if you want to get the license. Contact us and we are able to assist you. In 2023, there was another major change that people need to be aware of. There was an increment in the Home Office fees. Every application that you make whilst you are in the UK, or if you are outside the UK and you would want to join any family member to come and visit, to come and work, the immigration fees changed and it was increased by at least 20%. So if previously you were paying, for example, £1,000 for your application, note that that visa fee has been increased by at least 20%. Another major change that was announced, which obviously is going to take effect in 2 weeks' time, that is on the 16th, from the 16th of January this year, it is the increment in the immigration health surcharge. Anyone who is making an application for entry clearance, leave to remain, to join a family member here in the UK, or to stay in the UK based on your family right or your human rights, you would have to pay something we call immigration health surcharge. There is going to be an increment in that fees as well, and it is going to take effect from the 16th of January 2024. But the announcement came in 2023. So if you are about to make an application and you are preparing to pay at least for the 2.5 years that you've got, for students who are coming in, for skilled workers who are coming in, please note that there is going to be an increment, and the increment is very tremendous. You're going to pay more than 50% of what you are paying at the moment per year, and it's going to take effect from the 16th of January 2024. There are other changes that came and they were announced in 2023 that are going to take effect from 2024. There are going to be changes in relation to the way visas are going to be issued. That is what we call the e-visa. From 2024, gradually it's going to be rolled out. They're going to cancel most of the vinyl type of visas. Even with visitors visa that we know, or with most of the entry clearance visas that we know, they will first of all issue the visa into your passport. But from 2024, an announcement was made in 2023 that they are going to fade out all vinyl or physical visas. They are going to introduce something they call e-visa. So what is going to happen is now, if you are being granted a visa, you will not see the physical visa in your passport, but all of them are going to be electronic. What that means is that you're only going to travel with your passport. The visa that you've been issued will be electronic. It was announced in 2023 and is going to take effect from 2024 this year. There are other changes that I will be talking about, but we're going to go for a quick commercial break. If you are joining us right now and you've not shared the broadcast, please share it. Someone, your loved one, might be blessed or might be educated with this particular program. We're going to be right back. If you've not shared the broadcast, this is the time for you to share. We're going to be right back. You are watching You and Your Right, and it's brought to you by Fort Worth Solicitors. See you soon. Hello, welcome back. You're watching You and Your Right, and it's brought to you by Fortwell Solicitors every Monday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time. This evening, we are delving into major changes that happened in 2023. Some of them happened, and some of them are going to take effect this year, 2024. This program is for educational purposes only. If you need further advice on some of the issues that has been raised in this broadcast, Fortwell Solicitors, we are a solicitors firm based in the UK. We try to help people with various areas of law, specifically immigration law, family law, employment law, civil litigation, wills, and probate. If you have issues in these areas of law that I've mentioned, do not hesitate to contact us. We offer free initial consultation. If it's the first time you would want to speak to any of our lawyers, you are able to do that initially free of charge. We just do this just to help the community. As we started, there have been so many changes and so many are yet to come. Let's crack on. One major change that came and shook the whole of the UK, including people who we know they are meant to be settled here in the UK, people who are holding British citizenship, deprivation of British citizenship without notice. It shook the land because in this change, what that meant is that if you are a British citizen, that is the ultimate, apart from those who were born here and they are automatic British. The process of having leave to remain, that is the ultimate. There was an announcement, or there was a change in law, in fact, that the Secretary of State has the privilege or can deprive you of your citizenship without you even noticing or without you even knowing that your citizenship has been taken away from you. It was a major change. And I know that in these times that we are, people are continuously challenging that law. But as it is now, it is a law. Your citizenship can be taken away from you without you even noticing or without you even being notified of it. You will be aware only when there is an issue. Obviously, we are not going to go into it. This evening program is just to navigate, let us know some of the immigration changes that happened in 2023. Probably this might be the first time you are hearing about some of these changes that has happened last year. EU citizens, as we all know, after 31st of December 2020, UK left the EU. They introduced, in fact, prior to them leaving, they introduced something they call the EU settlement scheme. And I know so many people, so many friends and family who are from the European Union who used to live with us here in the UK were urged or they were advised to do their EU settlement scheme. There was a major announcement in 2023 that if you are EU citizen or a family member of an EU citizen and you've done your EU settlement scheme, your leave to remain might be automatically renewed for you without you making an application or not. But before you realize that leave to remain or that pre-settlement has been automatically been renewed for you, because most of the EU citizens and their family members, most especially their family members, they realize that all applications or all leave to remain that they were issued ends 31st of December 2024. The announcement came that they are going to, or the Secretary of State is going to automatically renew their leave to remain for them. How would you know? They've advised us, or they've made an announcement that each and every one of us, in fact, not only the EU citizens, but predominantly the EU citizens, they need to register themselves on the UKVI. Meaning, if you have not registered yourself, or if you don't know the details of your UKVI account, and you have a leave to remain, or you are EU citizen or a family member of an EU citizen, please try as much as possible to register or to get the details of your UKVI account, because that is what is going to determine whether you have been automatically upgraded to, for example, further pre-settlement or indefinite leave to remain. There are so many changes that came in 2023, but obviously these are some of the few changes that I would let our viewers be aware of. If you know someone who might be affected with all these changes that I have mentioned, please don't hesitate to give our numbers that we've got at Fortress Solicitors for them to contact us, for them to get further information as to some of these changes that I have mentioned. Thank you for taking time to watch us this evening. It's just a quick one, but we must do this particular program today, this evening. That is why we did it. Thank you for watching us every Monday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Within within an hour, we try to come your way with topical issues that we know might be able to help you. Continue to share the broadcast to other people. If you are hearing us and you were not able to watch the live feed, try and share it to your friends and family so that they will also be educated. We're going to be again on your screens next week from 7 p.m. on Monday to educate you as we always do. Thank you for watching You and Your Right, and it is brought to you by Fortress Solicitors. Thank you for watching and see you next week, same time, Monday.